What's the story, Wolfpack? Thank you very much for joining me. In this video we're off to the town of Ystrad Mynach in Wales, where a barefoot and handcuffed man is making a bid to escape from police. Let's take a look.
So, Dylan, time is 8:10.
Go, you get back here now! Get off the...
I haven't done. I'm not going to jail. Sorry, I haven't done. I have not done.
Get down now, get...
I'm not going to jail.
Get down straight.
The man you just briefly seen there is 33-year-old Dylan Harrison with an address in Newport, Wales, but originally from Liverpool. The reason he ended up in police custody here was he was arrested for allegations of domestic violence offences against a woman in Newport. As you heard in the footage there, when the female officer tried to caution him when he was coming out of the police van, he decided to make his escape attempt. Handcuffed and barefoot nonetheless. He climbs on top of a police van, causing damage to the windscreen in the process, and shouts at the police that he's not going back to jail, and also telling officers that he's done nothing wrong. Isn't it amazing how they've always done nothing wrong and the police always seem to have got the wrong guy? Because running off barefoot and handcuffed shouting "I'm not going back to jail" really does project the image of innocence. After reaching the summit of the police van, he uses that to scale a high wall and then drops down into a neighbouring garden. But unfortunately for Mr. Harrison, he was apprehended shortly afterwards after injuring his back in the fall. I'm struggling to be sympathetic here, as we all know when you play stupid games you get stupid prizes. Now I'm pretty sure that this guy would eventually have been tracked down by police, but in the meantime I would fear for the victim of the crime that he's allegedly been arrested here for. And my assumption would be that the police in the area might not have the resources to have a police officer stationed at the victim's house in case this guy showed back up later. So as you can imagine, it will be quite frightening for that person knowing that he's back loose on the streets again. Now I do have to say that these are allegations of domestic violence offences, and as far as I can see this matter hasn't come before the courts yet, so of course he has the presumption of innocence. But what has come before the courts was this little escapade at the police station in Wales here. At Newport Crown Court on the 26th of November 2025, he was jailed for 6 months for escaping from lawful custody. He was also sentenced to 1 month in prison to run concurrently with that sentence for criminal damage to the windscreen of the police van. As you'll recall from the video, Mr. Harrison told police that he wasn't going back to jail, so let's take a look at what criminality led to him going to jail in the first place. In January of 2017, 2 Liverpool men were jailed after police discovered 3 guns at a home in the Speak area of Liverpool. This was in relation to a raid carried out at a property on Harefield Road in Liverpool in 2015, where officers found a loaded handgun and 2 other firearms. Also during the raid, which took place in November of 2015, officers discovered £6,000 in cash. Forensic analysis led officers to 2 suspects, then 23-year-old Marcus Lewin of Montrose Road in Old Swan, and then 24-year-old Dylan Harrison of Hansby Drive in Speak. Lewin was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment for possession of a firearm, and Harrison was sentenced to 5 years and 7 months imprisonment for possession of 3 guns. He was also sentenced to 2 years and 6 months to run concurrently for money laundering over the cash that was found. Speaking after the sentencing, which took place at Liverpool Crown Court, Detective Inspector Richie Jones said that we are pleased that these 2 dangerous individuals and 3 weapons have been removed from our streets for the foreseeable future. Once again, we have seen that criminals who possess and store firearms are throwing away their lives and destroying that of others. The sentencing should strongly deter those who are considering this path of criminality. Firearms blight local communities, and residents can rest assured that our efforts will continue to bring offenders to justice. Information from the public is vital, and we will continue to act on all information that we receive. Seeing as Harrison was shouting that he wasn't going back to jail and he seemed so desperate to escape, I'm taking it that he didn't really like his previous stint in prison for the firearms offences. So it does make you wonder why you'd be getting yourself involved in situations where you could end up wrangling with the police, getting yourself arrested and ending up back in prison. The jury's out on whether we'll see Mr. Harrison again. Maybe this brush with the law will have knocked some sense into him, quite literally, because I'm sure that back injury is pretty sore and he won't forget that in a hurry. But we'll keep our eyes peeled and see if he pops up again. We'll also be watching to see if anything becomes of the allegations that he was brought into custody for this time when he tried to escape. Hopefully Mr. Harrison can keep his nose clean when he gets out of prison after this stint. Thank you very much for joining me for this one. If you did enjoy the video, please do go down below and drop us a like and hype the video, as it does really help the channel out. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can find out some ways to do that at the links down in the description, or check out the pinned comment down below this video. As always, I'd like to give a massive shout out to the crew of legends that are my channel members. Thank you very much as always, guys, for your continued support and encouragement. It is very much thoroughly appreciated. And I couldn't forget to give a shout out to everyone watching this with me on the premiere, so a big shout out to our premiere squad. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss the next upload here on Degenerate Watch. And don't forget to check out some of our shorts. I'll leave a link to our shorts playlist down below in the description. Or why not check out one of the videos that should be appearing on screen now. Until next time, guys, stay safe, take care, peace.